So today I am making a video about a very serious topic. I just wanted to sit down and talk about things that I'm nervous about this year, because there's a lot of them, and I have issues with processing stressful things. Being able to talk it out helps. One of the first stressors is obviously the coronavirus. Trying to keep myself healthy, trying to keep me and Toby clean, and keeping him active, because we are doing that 45-day challenge. And if you haven't seen that video yet, link is up in the iCard, or it'll be premiering soon. We are doing I think it's 45 or 90 days. I can't remember. I think it's 45 days, where we try to exercise him every day. I'm not perfect, so things don't necessarily happen, but we try. We're trying. And that's all we can ask for. So we've been trying to get him out and exercising, and I've been trying really hard to keep myself and my area clean. This school year has already been really stressful, and it hasn't even started, especially around my dorm, and there's a couple of reasons for that. So the first one is my smoke detector went off when I moved in Friday night. And I don't do well with loud noises. I don't necessarily have sensory processing disorder, but I definitely kind of just break down. So my smoke detector went off, and there were no RAs in the building at all. And I knocked on everybody's door. This was a really frustrating situation for me, because I tried to find an RA and I couldn't find one, and I tried to get a hold of the assistant complex director who lives in our building, and there was no answer. I tried to call my parents. My parents didn't know what to do. They said it was a wiring thing, and Brielle talked to me and her mom talked to me, and no one really knew what to do, because those things are wired in and they have batteries as a backup plan, or like a fail-safe. Sorry. And I took the battery out, and I was not able to get it to stop. It was just this little chip, chip. So I ended up calling our non-emergency campus police, and they ended up coming and turning it off. I had accidentally set the test alarm off at one point, and I started crying, and I started having an anxiety attack because I didn't know what to do, and that was really scary. But unfortunately, this was not the end of my smoke detector story. For whatever reason, there were multiple rooms on our floor that the smoke detectors were going off. And I was luckily able to help because I knew what to do from when the police came the other day. But I had made the executive decision that I needed to get this dealt with, because there were no RAs, except for one. Apparently, I've been told there was one present that was elusive and wasn't here. So I attempted to get in contact with the assistant complex director who lives on our floor. I ended up knocking on the door, even though it says do not disturb. And just to clarify, guys, I don't do confrontation. I don't knock on people's doors willy-nilly. I knock on people's doors when I have a problem. Just to clarify. And I'm not going to disclose a lot of the details, just because I want to protect like people's identity and stuff, and they're not going to necessarily be happy I'm talking about this. But anyways, would you believe it that the disabled person gets yelled at for... The disabled person gets in trouble for knocking on someone's door. Can you believe that? I can't. I definitely can't, because I had an anxiety attack. Whatever. I got an email asking why I had knocked, and I explained there were fire detectors going off and that it needed to be fixed. And I got a very angry email saying that I was not to knock on their doors ever again. So because of this, now I no longer feel safe talking to any staff in my dorm building. Yay. So that's called trauma. That's what happens when you have had past trauma of dealing with people, and you think things are gonna go better and they don't. That's what that happens. And I ended up profusely apologizing, but I ended up having I was panicking about it all that day. I was crying. I was inconsolable. I just like I felt so bad because I don't normally go and bother people. I don't. But it's not necessarily okay for no one to be around either. So I did do that, and I admit I did it, and I'm just saying why that happened. And just a disclaimer, because I did really profusely apologize. I don't normally bother people. I don't knock on their doors. I save it for real issues, real life issues. And I did clarify to them. I said I looked, I saw, I conquered. I looked, I couldn't find anybody. I tried to handle it and I couldn't, because my brain at this point goes, well, then they don't want to talk to me, because they're like, the way they worded that email was very rude. Not only that, but I can't even fight the email, because I don't believe I can fight the email or talk to anybody about it, because the boss of the person was tagged in the email. So the other thing that is also really stressful about this school year is that back in spring, I had decided that I wanted Brielle and my boyfriend to live next to me, and in order to help me in times that I was having medical episodes. However, my boyfriend became abusive, emotionally abusive. He did some physical stuff, but not anything that you would consider, it would be considered emotional abuse. But he didn't move rooms. So now he lives next door, and I'm scared shitless. And because of the stuff that happened earlier this weekend, I can't talk to anybody about it. And my parents are all like, oh, it'll be fine. And Brielle's like, let me know if he does anything, because I'll kick his butt. I don't know what to do. I am really scared. I'm really tired. Another thing I'm nervous about is just balancing doctor life and being at school. That definitely is something that I know I'm going to struggle with balancing, but we're doing it. Another thing I'm worried about is getting medicine shipped to school. They mail my medicines now, especially my specialty ones like my Emgality or my Ubrevely, specifically those two, and the Emgality has to be refrigerated, and I'm worried that it will get denied through the school. Like, the school will not like receive it, they'll send it back. But you know, you gotta try everything. Things I am excited for. I am excited to go back to work. I get to work at my on-campus job. Something I conquered over the weekend, because this weekend was working. The reason I moved in early was so that I could work on some of my anxiety, since it's really bad right now because we're switching meds. Woo! One of my really bad anxieties, other than basic COVID stuff, is, which this is COVID stuff, but I was really anxious about the dining halls, because I was worried that we'd still have to stay there and sit and eat. But luckily, they have a to-go option now, so I can bring my food back and eat in my room, which is another one of those things disability advocates are fighting for right now, is like, why do you make all these? Basically, they put an accommodation there that I wish had been put in place earlier. I'm really nervous about a lot of stuff, and I know that things will get better in a couple days as we go through life and figure things out. However, I'm scared. Because we're switching my meds, I'm a lot more anxious than I normally am. And like, if I wasn't anxious right now, I probably wouldn't be sitting down and filming. But I am anxious. Well, I would be, but I would not be saying the same things probably. We have a floor meeting tonight though, so I'm going to go do that, because Brielle can't go because it's her birthday party tonight. But he's gonna be there, and I have to turn off my camera. I asked for space that I'm probably not gonna get, and I'm scared about it. Because, like, all I want is space and in the past I haven't gotten it, and I've been blamed for a lot of stuff that I didn't do. So it's frustrating, and I guess my anxiety says, oh, you need to take the measures that you need to in order to keep yourself happy and safe, even if they're not societally acceptable, or what everybody else is doing, I suppose is a better word for it. I am really proud of myself this weekend, since I moved in early, for conquering the dining hall and for kind of getting in the swing of things. A lot of people fought me moving in early, and after my therapist said it was a really good idea, and after my disability coordinator said it was a good idea, I decided that I should. And I think it was a really good idea. And I even was able to use my wheelchair, not without a lot of discrimination from people walking behind me. Just some teenage boys decided that they were gonna make fun of me for using my feet because I could not get up the hill by myself. Yes, I'm a wheelchair user. Yes, I use my feet. You don't like it, leave my page. Thanks. But that's it for my little messed up ramble. We're all just gonna have a fun time editing this. You're welcome. Thanks guys for watching. I'll keep you guys updated as to how everything goes. When I'm at my house and I feel a little bit more comfortable, I'll probably make a longer video about the abuse. I definitely want to make one about childhood emotional abuse because I did just find that out a little bit ago, that is something I guess I've been going through, and the doctors recently just told me. That was fun. Those videos will be coming out, as well as some chronic illness themed videos. I want to do some defining of different chronic illnesses and like what gear I have, and just fun videos. There'll definitely be a mix of both. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in whatever we make next. Bye!